And welcome back to the Murdy Creative Co podcast. I'm your host, Colin Murdy, and today's topic is new directions. But first, I want to say thank you to everyone who supported the company so far. If you haven't got a chance, go check us out on the web at murdycreative.co. That's MURDY creative.co. Or you can check us out on Facebook and Instagram by searching at murdycreative.co to see the best of our product shots. Follow us to keep up to date with our daily photos and be the first one to know about new product launches. You can also use the subscribe button at the bottom of our website to be included in all of our new product announcements. Be sure to check out our laser engraving, personalization options, and exclusive colors on the website, or you can get a blank one on Amazon Prime. All right, first, before I forget, tomorrow, Friday, tomorrow, is going to be the last day to order for Valentine's Day delivery, February 7th. So go check that out. Make sure you get your Valentine's Day orders in right away. If you're not part of our email list, we sent out an email that details our special edition Valentine's Day wallet that has a little bit of extra space for you guys to be able to enter a little more details, add a couple of lines of text, and it's very sweet. So that's a great gift if you're looking for a great gift. Also, our Love Mini Cut #1 is on a short-term, limited time sale for those of you who are looking for that. So 2020, we talked about our vision last, and I want to talk about some of the new directions that I've been thinking about. You know, it's always been kind of true, and I've said this many times, that you have to be willing to break the thing that's working to build the thing that's going to work next. And don't worry, I'm not breaking anything thus far. But I've been thinking about it a lot, and I've been thinking about some of the foundational aspects of what our company does, what we are, who we are, and what we're working on. And how can we work on building the future of the company? Now, obviously, an important part of what we do is marketing. I mean, that's an aspect of every company, but you know, for a lot of the fall, I spent a long time kind of working on figuring out how can we build the company, you know, bigger. How can we do better? Because we have this wonderful team now. We've got all of our, ducks in a row. We're working on building a workshop, which is a whole topic I want to talk about. We're doing a lot of cool things that'll help make this company an entity that's going to last for generations and generations. However, right now, with where we're currently at in our financial situation, we're not quite there where we can just be stabilized and be good, right? We're not quite at the point where it's like we can keep things as they are without, indefinitely. So I've been looking at saying, okay, in the fall, I was looking at saying, okay, how do we, mitigate some of our slow season? Because we obviously had that dip in the slow season. It didn't really recover until November. And so we had a couple of months in there where we were, on subsistence level survival. And I was thinking to myself, how can we do better for next year? How can we do better for 2020? And I thought to myself, okay, well, we need to diversify our marketing a little bit. We'd been spending almost 100% of our marketing on Instagram at that point, and exclusively Instagram. And I thought to myself, okay, what are our options for diversification of marketing? Because perhaps the Instagram crowd that we're hitting with our media is not listening during the summer. Perhaps they're not nearly as tuned in or willing to spend money during the summer, and so that platform isn't performing as well as we'd like it to. That, and also you should be diversifying your marketing all the time because, the Instagram algorithm may have changed. There are other factors that come into play there. And, our platform on Instagram has been, our performance on Instagram has been very good by pretty much every measure. I mean, we're going to be breaking 100,000 followers before our 2-year mark, which is something I'm very proud of. And, it's great to have such an active and vibrant community on that platform. However, it's not the end all be all. And, there's a dynamic world out there that's changing constantly. And so we need to change with it. So I thought to myself, let's diversify our marketing campaign. Let's spend a little bit of our marketing budget in a couple of different places and see if we can't bring in a new clientele, a new opportunity for us. And I think that was very sound and reasonable at the time. And I think it's still sound and reasonable now, but we didn't have a lot of initial success with that. So first was the brand ambassador program. And that's finally just starting to get off the ground. And that's something that I think for us, we're working on saying, how can we be better about driving that platform into new places? Because a lot of that platform is on Instagram. A lot of the people that are our ambassadors are mostly promoting us on Instagram, which is kind of the same platform we've been promoted on all the time. So I'm interested in saying, how can we work on being better about promoting that in a different place and getting that program up and running? But we spent a little bit of money on Facebook, and unlike our previous attempts, it actually worked pretty well. And so we've been maintaining a certain type of advertisement on Instagram or on Facebook, and we've been pushing those ads. And they're a little bit different than our Instagram ads. We found that they have to have a little more of a direct shop now aspect, that there is less of an advantage to doing the click ads, because for whatever reason, people on Facebook, when they see a, go follow us on our page ad, they don't click as much. But if they see a shop now, that's far more effective. So we've changed our strategy a little bit for that particular platform, and it's been working out marginally well, the kind of thing that we're going to keep it going, and we're going to kind of continue to feed that side of things a little bit and see how we can make that work. The area that I was most disappointed in was Pinterest. We spent a bunch of money on Pinterest over Christmas, and while we had good traffic on, and it was good for the, it seemed good. The cost per click was low. We had great traffic to the website. We just didn't have that many purchases. But with our Google Analytics and our post-purchase interview question, they didn't provide us with, there wasn't a big seller for us. And I don't know why that platform particularly didn't perform as well as I would have liked. I can do a whole podcast on breaking down that Pinterest and breaking down the analytics and what did we spend and what did we spend it on and how did we do the advertising and did it work? I can do that as a podcast because I think it deserves a podcast. But that took me back to, so in the beginning of January, at the end of December, I was going back to the basics, going back to business school myself, in my head and thinking, what were the tools that we were equipped with in business school that could be successful and helpful in this area. And one of those tools that I had on the back burner, I'd been working on for a couple of months, but I hadn't worked seriously on it, was our business canvas model. It's a tool. You can find it online. You go Google it, business canvas model. It'll come up. The canvas model itself it's a visual way of representing your business, and it actually breaks the business down into a couple of different segments, not just like marketing and accounting and advertising, which is one way to look at the business. It breaks it down in a different direction. And I'm going to do a whole podcast on that particular tool because it's not necessarily intuitive initially, but it's pretty useful. And so I think I'll use our business model as an example, and we can talk through more of the details of how that works. But one of the things that the Canvas brought up was this concept of revenue streams. And I realized that part of the challenge that our company has faced is that we're not very diversified in how we bring money into the company. Initially, when I founded the company, I thought business to business was going to be the golden calf. I thought it was going to be the thing that drove our business, very well. I thought that, we were going to make high quality gifts for businesses. They were going to buy hundreds at a time, and that was going to be our foundational model. And to be honest, that's kind of why I priced us where I did initially, was that I thought that was going to be a big winner. Well, that didn't really happen. And, here's the thing about business-to-business sales. You can price yourself a little bit lower in a business-to-business market because you'll have volume. However, that's not how that happened for us. 80 to 90% of our average business happens in business-to-consumer. So it's direct. You saw an advertisement on Instagram, you clicked on it, maybe you followed for us for a few days, you found something you liked, you bought it, and you purchased it, one of them, and you have them. That's 80% of our revenue. And very small percentage of our bulk orders come in we have very, very small percentage of our orders are bulk orders, and so that doesn't perform as well as I thought it was going to. Similarly, a portion of our revenue comes from Amazon, and that's an awesome thing. But, we've struggled, and there's a whole capital problem with Amazon that I'll go more into. And it's a cycle where, you have to pay the money up front to get the goods, then the making it, then the sending it, then the selling it, then there's a delay, and then you get the money paid out. And so there's a whole cycle of money that is challenging on Facebook to try to capitalize that platform. And there are tools that we have used in the past to help mitigate that. However, we had to stop using those tools for various legal means, and that's a thing that I can go in more detail later. However, the Amazon platform has in our slow season traditionally outperformed our website. At least not, I should say outperformed. It does better than it does in the better seasons. So in the good seasons, in the high revenue seasons, the website is a huge profit driver for us. And then during the slow seasons, Amazon seems to do better. And I think that for whatever reason, those channels are just more or less susceptible to some of the fluctuations. So that means that we should look more into that, right? I mean, if we're trying to look at smoothing out our seasons, it seems like a no-brainer to say, okay, well, what are the things that are doing well in the slow seasons and how can we fuel them? So I am more heavily focusing on, particularly in this time of the year, focusing on how do we make our Amazon platform always stocked, always available, always, up to snuff? How can we run what little marketing we probably should to bring that platform to its fullest, version? And how can we work on setting up other alternative revenue streams like Amazon that aren't necessarily as dependent on, the whims of our marketing, right? And so we've been looking at doing things like drop shipping. We've been looking at doing things, at least for our accessories line, I should say, clarify that. We've been looking at doing more wholesale, retail, resell, and we've been looking at doing more of the charitable program that we piloted just this last month. And I think if we can bring each of those platforms, each of those diversified revenue streams up, and I can talk a little more in depth about what each of those mean in a separate podcast, but I think by diversifying the way we make money, the diversification of the revenue streams, we can do better. And that also could include, if we can get the tech figured out, the membership program, so that so that the company's interaction with clients isn't just, you saw our ad on advertisement on Instagram, then you bought from our website and it shipped to you and it was delivered, right? Then we can create a much more diverse option for people to find us, to find the company and to buy from us. And I think that'll provide a much more stable baseline revenue streams that we can found the company on, right? We can build the foundation of the company saying, okay, we know that these revenue streams are likely to generate this without necessarily marketing independent, and that can cover our fixed costs. And then we can start to say, okay, now when we're looking at doing our marketing to our direct consumers, well, that's going to be a huge business still. We can use that money to fuel our larger global ambitions and build our better processes internally, and be able to hire more people and have a much stronger team in that regard, because we have that baseline revenue that we can rely on. So these are these factors that I've been working on kind of dealing with. And I think for us, it is a new direction. It is a direction away from just saying, okay, everything points to our website. But I think it's a good direction, right? I think it's something that as we build brand equity, our brand is going to mean more in the market, and it's going to have more power in the market, and we're going to be able to do more things with it. And I want to do more things. I want to launch a lot of new products in 2020, and I'm excited about the future. So I think this new direction is a good one overall, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. If you think that there's an avenue of revenue that we haven't looked into yet that we should, because I'm always up for trying. All right, folks. Thanks for tuning in today. Be sure to check back in on next Tuesday, for our next topic. And don't forget to check that subscribe button below to be sure to get the latest podcast right away. If you have any questions or concerns about your leather binders, folios, journals, feel free to contact us on the main page of our website at murdycreative.co, or you can contact us via our Instagram and Facebook. You can also text, email, direct message, all the usuals. I'll do my best to get back to you as soon as possible, but I do appreciate your patience. That being said, email is probably the most reliable, quick way to get a hold of us. Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, those can all be quicker. It's just they're not as reliable because I don't check them as often, and they're a little bit less monitored as our emails are. If you think we deserve it, a good review can go a long way to help us grow. You can go to facebook.com/murdycreative.co. There's a reviews tab. You can click on the reviews tab. You can go read all of our amazing reviews, but if you want to leave us a review, you can click, do you recommend the Murdy Creative Company? You click yes, and then you can write your review. So that's a great way to check out our reviews. It does mean the world to us. We read them all. I love them all. It's an important part of my day. Word of mouth is still the best form of advertising, though, so please tell your friends. And if you are going to tell your friends and you're interested in, kind of representing the company, go join our ambassadors program, murdycreative.co/ambassadors. You can also find it under the socials tab and under the about tab. We have links to the ambassador page. You can find all the details there, and we'd love to have you as an ambassador. You can sell the products, make a little bit of commission, 5 to 12%, and it means the world to us to have ambassadors and out there repping our products and sharing them. If you have any more podcast topics you want to hear more about, send them my way. I'm always happy to engage with our growing community, and I want to give you guys what you want. I mean, I think this is a dialogue in many ways, and I really want to hear what you guys have to say and what you're interested in. So if you're looking for multiple binders for gifts, giveaways, menus, really any reason, ask about our bulk discounts available. Check out all of the details for custom work as well on the custom page on our website. I think that's a cool thing to be able to create a custom product and buy it in bulk and give it to your employees and everything. So check that out. Thank you so much for tuning in. Have a great day, and goodbye.